Today I'm going to demonstrate how to set up a meter sensor on a disc-type meter. I suggest watching the video entirely, then go and set up your meter sensor on your electricity meter after. Before we get into setting up a meter sensor, let me explain how the meter sensor works with a disc meter. On most digital or smart meters, there is an infrared LED or port that emits an infrared flash or watt pulse that the meter sensor detects to calculate a consumption value. A disc meter doesn't have an infrared LED or port that emits an infrared watt pulse to detect, so the meter sensor, when installed on a disc meter, emits an infrared flash from the clear LED at the meter disc. Then the dark pickup LED on the underside of the sensor head then detects the reflection from the meter disc. When the black index mark on the disc passes by the sensor head, the meter sensor detects it, and this is how we determine a consumption value. Sensor head alignment on your meter is important for meter detection and accurate readings. Let's get started. I have everything I need in front of me. I have my meter sensor bracket, band clamp, and sensor head bracket. I also have my meter sensor and screwdriver ready as well. The first step in setting up the meter sensor is to install the sensor head bracket into the sensor bracket. Simply insert the metal bracket into the slot on either side of the sensor bracket. It doesn't matter which side you install the sensor head bracket in with a disc meter. Next, slide the band clamp through the slots on the bracket and thread about 1 to 2 inches of the clamp through the adjuster. Now it's time to install the sensor bracket onto the meter. It's best to mount the sensor so that the forked metal bracket is in an upward direction at a 90-degree angle to the meter disc. Leave about 3/4 of an inch between the face of the meter and the sensor head bracket so that there will be enough room for the sensor head. Ultimately, you want the sensor head to touch the meter face if possible to eliminate water droplets under the sensor head that will affect detection. Tighten the band clamp when you have your bracket lined up. Now I'm going to install the sensor into the bracket. Loosen the lock nut on the sensor head and slide it into the bracket so that the white index mark is facing right and the wire on the sensor head should line up with the disc. You may have to align your sensor head with the white index mark facing either left or right depending on your specific meter and clearance around the disc. Now that I have my alignment, I'm going to tighten the lock nut. After everything is installed and aligned on the meter, momentarily break the battery connection on the sensor. After breaking the battery connection, the status light should come on green, which is the battery condition. Then solid red, eventually changing to flashing red. Then finally, a triple blink of green indicating excellent meter detection. Meter detection may take 2 to 3 minutes on a disc meter. When you see the triple green blink, you have a good alignment. You are done. If the sensor status light never changes from solid red to flashing red, readjust the sensor head, then break the battery connection on the sensor to reinitiate meter detection. It is best if you have a high load on your meter at this time to speed up detection. You only need the high load for several minutes while you are setting up the meter sensor on your meter. A good high load is a clothes dryer or other high wattage appliance, such as an oven or kettle filled with cold water. Stovetop burners are not recommended as you will have to leave them unattended while you are at your meter. You only need the high load for several minutes while you are setting up the meter sensor on your meter. Don't forget to turn off the appliance after you are finished at the meter. If you need to find the sensor installation instructions, log in to your Energy Cloud account, then click on Settings, then on Set Up Sensor. For more information about our products, visit us on the web at www.bluelineinnovations.com. Energy Cloud. Know your power. Save your money.